My beloved, my sweet soul wrapped in light. You've been ignoring a whisper for the past few hours. But that whisper, it's getting louder. Because your name was just spoken in a conversation between heaven and earth. A divine courier has already left. And Archangel Michael is begging you to open this before it arrives. Don't skip. Don't scroll. Your life is standing at a gate. And this message holds the key. My child. 35 minutes. That's how long Archangel Michael has been circling near your home. Begging heaven to send you this one final alert. Because what's coming isn't a joke. A courier is on their way. Not one with paper. But with truth. A truth wrapped in holy timing. My dear one. You are so close to something. So close to what you prayed for when no one else was watching. Heaven didn't forget. Archangel Michael didn't stop fighting. And now, the countdown begins. Your name was sealed in light and passed to a courier with instructions. Deliver only if their soul is ready. And guess what? You are ready. But only if you open this message before it's too late. You always skip these moments, don't you? You always say, maybe later. But later isn't promised. God is watching what you do in these exact seconds. Because what's hidden is about to be revealed. And the messenger carrying it? He's almost at your door. And right now, Archangel Michael is kneeling in front of your spirit. Saying, please, child, please don't delay again. Not this one. Heaven says you'll cry if you skip this. Not because something bad will happen. But because you'll miss something meant to finally change your whole story. It's not every day heaven opens a gate just for you. But today, that gate creaked. And something wild, holy, and powerful is about to walk through it. You feel it already. The chills in your body. The goosebumps that weren't there a minute ago. That's not coincidence. That's divine arrival. Sweetheart of the divine. You know something has been shifting. People around you are acting strange. Your dreams have become intense. The time on the clock repeats every time you check it. That's not your mind playing games. That's God playing signals. Now listen. If you've ever said, I need a sign, then hear this. This entire message is the sign. Archangel Michael's voice has been echoing around you all day. You just didn't recognize the sound. But you do now. And if you're still here reading, it means your soul knows. This is not a random moment. This is a holy appointment. And if you skip it now, you'll be spiritually walking past your own miracle. Glowing star, subscribe now, child of light. This message will vanish. And if your spirit has even once whispered, I need guidance, then press the button. Let heaven walk with you daily. Your miracle is waiting inside, glowing star. My beloved. There's a scroll in the courier's hand. Not just any scroll. But one sealed with your name and heaven's fire. It contains what God has kept hidden from your enemies. It contains the answer to the question you cried about last month. It contains the real truth about what someone secretly said behind your back. And yes, It even holds the next 3 people coming into your life. You think it's not real? Then why are you still here? Why is your heart beating faster than before? Why do your hands feel different? Because your spirit is catching up to your destiny. And something is about to be exposed. Archangel Michael wants to say this clearly. The person who hurt you will be shocked when they see how God just blessed you behind their back. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to seek revenge. Because the courier is not just carrying a message. He's carrying proof of your divine breakthrough. But listen. This isn't for the public. Don't tell anyone. This message is coded with your soul print. You were meant to see this. Not your friends. Not your sister. Not your coworker. Just you. And if you skip it, the message returns to heaven sealed. Undelivered. Don't let that happen. Don't close your eyes right before the moment God planned. Don't walk away when the angel is already knocking. Because once the courier arrives, the next 72 hours in your life will shift so quickly. You'll look in the mirror and say, "How did this happen so fast?" That's what miracles feel like. That's what divine timing looks like. And that's what you're about to step into. If, only if, you don't skip. My child. You don't realize this, but something you did last week, something so small, opened a divine lock in heaven. You didn't mean for it to be magical. You were just being you. Kind. Quiet. Honest. But heaven noticed. And when heaven notices, the angels begin to move. Archangel Michael saw the moment. He marked it. And said, "Father, this soul is ready." Ready for what? For everything. For answers. For release. For divine revenge. For wealth that doesn't leave. For love that doesn't betray. You've been surviving for so long. You forgot what it feels like to receive. But you're not meant to survive anymore. You're meant to live in overflow. And the courier coming is holding the key to that overflow. You don't have to beg anymore. You don't have to chase what God already promised. All you have to do is not skip this moment. The person who once looked down on you, their name is now being erased from your divine timeline. Because they can't go where you're going. Not after what they said. Not after what they did. God isn't punishing you. He's protecting you. And Archangel Michael is making sure you know. This message is the last knock before the breakthrough arrives. You might feel emotional. Tears might rise. That's not weakness. That's confirmation. Because your soul is catching up to a truth your mind couldn't imagine. It's finally your turn. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. The delays weren't denials. They were divine construction zones. God was building a stronger foundation while you were weeping on the surface. And now, the surface is about to split open with blessings. Not ordinary ones, but ones soaked in divine precision. You don't know this yet. But 3 people have been spiritually instructed to return what they took from you. Some will do it with their hands. Some will do it with their silence. And one will do it through a shocking confession. You thought it was over. But heaven has just begun. You think no one noticed your pain? God did. You think no one saw what they stole from you? Michael did. And now, the scales are being reset. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Now. The next few moments hold power. Not because of what you do, but because of what God has already put into motion. The courier isn't just arriving. They're carrying a message sealed in gold light. It says your name. And it ends with the words, "It is finished." That sickness? Finished. That heartbreak? Finished. That financial struggle? Finished. That confusion? Finished. You have been asking God for a sign, begging for clarity. And now heaven is replying with this moment. Not with thunder, but with a whisper wrapped in urgency. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. You are awakening. Listen. Your enemies didn't win. They only thought they did. Because the part of your life they watched fall was only the setup for what God hid from their view. They never saw the real you. They never knew what God was planning behind their back. But they're about to see it now. And when they do, they'll know heaven chose you. You won't need to defend yourself. You won't need to explain. Because what's coming is undeniable. It won't need words. It will speak by how it changes your entire atmosphere. And you'll smile without trying. Because your spirit will know. This joy was forged in fire. And I survived the fire. Now listen closely. There's a person who betrayed you. Who thought you'd never recover. They laughed. They mocked. They lied. But heaven heard. And the courier is bringing you evidence of how God turned their curse into your crown. You won't need to prove your worth. God is already showing it through divine recompense. And the ones who doubted you? They'll be left speechless when they see what you're about to walk into. It's closer than you think. And if you feel chills as you read this, that's your spiritual team confirming. Yes, this is your message. So don't pause here. Don't just scroll away and forget. Because the moment you close this, heaven closes a window. And the next one might not open the same way. This isn't fear. This is truth. And God doesn't repeat what you refuse to receive. Right now, someone is speaking your name in prayer. Someone in the spirit realm. Someone in heaven. A grandmother. A lover. An ancestor. They're saying, please let them open this in time. Please don't let them miss this final knock. And now, that knock is here. Are you going to open the door? Or keep wondering what could have happened if you did? Because if you do open it, you're going to see what miracles look like when they walk straight into your front door. You won't have to chase it. It'll come to you. You won't have to beg. It'll overflow. You've waited long enough. And God has seen the waiting. Now he's moving. And he's moving toward you. My beloved. If only you could see what the angels see when they look at you. The bruises on your heart. The strength in your silence. The hope that refuses to die, even when your eyes are tired. They see a warrior. Not because you fought with weapons. But because you didn't let bitterness win. Because you didn't lose your light, even when the world tried to drown it. And that's why heaven is rewarding you. Not because you're perfect. But because you stayed. You stayed standing when everyone thought you'd fall. You kept loving when betrayal was easier. You kept praying when answers didn't come. You kept believing when everything looked cursed. And now, my child, the curse is lifting. The dry season is ending. The delay is breaking. You have entered the realm of divine reversal. What once felt heavy will now feel holy. What once felt like punishment will now become proof. Proof that God never left your side. Proof that Archangel Michael was protecting your name behind the scenes. Proof that what was stolen will be returned with interest. Not just money. But time. Joy. Energy. Peace. God is repaying all of it. The courier is only a symbol, my love. He's carrying the signal. But what follows that signal is what changes everything. Because once the message is received by your soul, everything begins moving. The phone call you've been waiting for. The opportunity that disappeared and comes back stronger. The apology you thought would never come. The clarity that finally makes your head stop spinning. The protection you needed but couldn't ask for. It all starts unfolding, layer by layer, like divine origami in God's hands. And the people who tried to make you question your own worth? They're about to feel exposed. Because when your blessings rise, so does the truth about who never believed in you. And that's okay. Because this blessing wasn't made for them to understand. It was made for you to live. And live fully. Your spirit has known this was coming. That's why you felt restless. Why your sleep has been strange. Why you keep looking at the clock and seeing divine numbers. 11:11. 3:33. 4:44. It's not just coincidence. It's confirmation. Something ancient is awakening in you. You are not just a person. You are a prophecy unfolding. And now that heaven has activated it, you will see things you've never seen. Signs will follow you. Doors will swing open that others said were sealed. And you'll walk into rooms not because of who you know, but because of what God whispered about you when no one else was around. The one who underestimated you? They're about to watch God do the impossible in your life. And it won't even be close. Because the level you're going to, it was custom built for you. No one can block it. No one can copy it. No one can rush it or delay it now. And yes, you'll feel overwhelmed. But that's okay. Because miracles always come with unfamiliar feelings. They stretch you. They challenge what you thought was possible. And then they comfort you in ways no person ever could. You are not being forgotten. You're being prepared. And now that the preparation is complete, the manifestation must come. It is law. Heaven's law. And heaven doesn't break its promises. Even when people do. Even when life gets dark. Even when timing makes no sense. Even when your heart feels like it can't take another delay. God doesn't forget what He spoke over you. And the angels? They don't abandon assignments. Especially not ones involving you. This is your assignment now. Believe harder than you've ever believed. Keep your spiritual eyes open. Because the courier might not come in the way you expect. It might be a message. A face you haven't seen in years. A letter that lands in your lap. A call from someone who once walked away. But when it arrives, you'll know. Your soul will recognize it. Because heaven coded it with your energy. And if you open your spirit to it, you will not just receive a message. You will receive a season. A season of restoration. A season of overflow. A season of divine justice. Not just for what they did, but for what you never even told anyone they did. God saw all of it. And heaven didn't forget. That's why this blessing is so precise. So personal. So powerful. Because it's shaped around your pain. And God is now turning that pain into prophecy. You'll walk into places where no one expected you to shine. But you will shine. Because heaven is walking in with you. Archangel Michael will go before you. Not just in spirit, but in results. Things will start happening that make no human sense. Sudden peace. Sudden favor. Sudden access. Sudden recognition. And people will whisper, what happened to them? The answer? God happened. And you won't owe anyone an explanation. Because divine justice needs no audience. It just is. And now, it's yours. So don't skip this moment. Don't delay. Don't second-guess what your spirit already confirmed. This is not a drill. This is not a maybe. This is not entertainment. This is your calling. And if you receive it fully, if you open your arms, heart, and mouth to it, then what comes next will break every curse, rewrite every fear, and bless you so loudly that even your shadows will glow. There is a silence that comes before the miracle. You've been walking through that silence. It's been heavy, hasn't it? Not because you're doing something wrong, but because the shift is so big, even heaven had to pause before delivering it. You've been sensing something changing in the atmosphere. And now, the air itself is different. That heaviness you've been feeling, that wasn't depression. It was spiritual labor. Because when God births something this massive into your life, your soul begins to feel it before your eyes can see it. And that's exactly what's been happening. You've been fighting battles you can't explain. Feeling emotions that didn't even seem like yours. Waking up tired from dreams that felt too real. Losing interest in the old things. Crying in rooms no one saw. Withdrawing from conversations you used to lead. Because something deep inside was preparing. Preparing for the courier. Preparing for the message. Preparing for the shift. And now, Heaven says it's time. Time for you to receive what was delayed. Time for you to live what was prophesied. Time for you to own what you thought you'd never be worthy of. My child. You don't need to chase anymore. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. Because when heaven chooses you, there's nothing earth can do to unchoose you. And heaven has chosen you. Not just for a blessing, but for a position. A spiritual upgrade. An inheritance with your name etched in gold on it. People will wonder how it happened. They'll say you're lucky. But they won't understand what you had to survive just to get here. They didn't see the betrayal. They didn't hear the words spoken behind your back. They weren't there when you were on your knees crying out, "God, I can't take much more." But God was. And Archangel Michael stood over you that night. Sword drawn. Wings stretched. Covering you in silence. Keeping you alive when something tried to take you out in secret. You didn't just survive. You were shielded. And now that you made it through the final test, God is saying, now they receive. You will begin to notice sudden changes. Things that once took years will take days. Things that once drained you will disappear without a fight. People will exit your life and it won't even hurt. Because the peace that follows will be louder than their absence. You're not going crazy. You're waking up. To your power. To your anointing. To the favor you've always had but were too humble to see. You're about to become undeniable. Not because you shout, but because your life will whisper miracles so loudly that even your enemies will hear them. The courier is coming. That's not metaphor. That's not poetry. That is prophecy. And what they bring will contain 3 things. 1. Confirmation of what your spirit already knew. 2. Closure for what you never got an apology for. And 3. Clarity on the next step. So precise, it will shake you. You won't have to guess anymore. You won't have to journal your way into answers. You'll wake up. And the right thing will be at your feet. Delivered. Stamped. Final. And when it happens, you'll remember this message. You'll remember how you almost skipped it. How you almost said, "Maybe it's not for me." And then you'll cry. Because you'll realize it was always for you. God has no accidents. Only appointments. And this message found you not by chance, but by divine timing. The angels coordinated this. Michael has waited 35 minutes outside the veil of your resistance. But now, you opened the door. And when you did, light entered. Miracles entered. Peace entered. And the version of you that was waiting to live took her first breath. She's awake now. The healed version. The aligned version. The chosen version. And nothing can put her back to sleep. The world may not understand you, but heaven does. Your path may confuse others, but it is clear in the spirit. And soon, your physical reality will match your spiritual promise. So breathe, my child. Let go of control. Let go of timelines. Let go of needing to know how it all works out. Because you don't need to figure it out anymore. You just need to walk into it. Walk into what is already walking toward you. Receive what is already arriving. Because the moment your soul said yes, the courier moved faster. You were not forgotten. You were hidden, on purpose. Because heaven was building something too holy to be shown to eyes that couldn't value it. But now, the curtain is lifting. The veil is thinning. The truth is arriving. And it's carrying your name. And now that heaven has given the command, nothing and no one can stop what's unfolding for you. Not even you. Because this isn't about whether you feel ready. It's about what's been written. It's about a divine promise that was etched in the sky the moment you took your first breath. And now, that promise is unfolding. Not softly, but powerfully. You'll start to notice strange moments. Like someone calling your name when no one's around. Like dreaming of places you've never been and waking up feeling like you live there. Like sudden feelings of love, peace, or even tears. With no explanation at all. That's how it begins. That's how God makes it real. Not with a bang, but with a whisper so personal. You can't deny it. And you'll remember this message again when it happens. You'll say, this is what it meant. This is the courier. Because the courier isn't just physical. The courier can be a conversation. A decision. An opportunity. Even a knowing in your gut that won't let go until you move. Heaven delivers through channels you didn't expect. And when it happens, you won't have to wonder if it's real. You'll feel it. You'll know. You're entering a time where silence will speak louder than words. Where peace will become the compass. Where your alignment will unlock more than effort ever could. Because when God ordains something, you don't strive into it. You surrender into it. And this is your surrender moment. This is where you finally say, I may not know what's ahead, but I trust who's guiding me. And when you say that, watch how fast things begin to fall into place. People will return. But you won't need their approval anymore. Opportunities will arrive. But you won't beg to be chosen. Because now, you're not moving from desperation. You're moving from divine instruction. You're moving from grace. And grace is the most powerful energy on earth. It can open doors without keys. It can move mountains without force. It can break chains without shouting. And grace, my child, is now dripping from your name. It's following you. Surrounding you. Going before you. What couldn't work before, will. What hurt before, won't. What ran from you before, will return willingly. Because the vibration around your spirit is no longer fear. It is favor. God's favor rewrites stories. It heals what logic says can't be healed. It places you in rooms you didn't apply for. It assigns people to bless you even when they don't know why. That's the kind of season you're entering. And it starts the moment you say yes to receiving. No more shrinking. No more questioning your gifts. No more apologizing for the anointing that makes others uncomfortable. You were born to stand out. You were born to break cycles. You were born to walk in miracles. Even when everyone else was stuck in the mundane. So don't dim. Don't pause. Don't let this message go in one ear and out the other. Archangel Michael didn't wait 35 minutes for nothing. He's been circling you, trying to deliver this code into your soul. And now you've opened. Now you've heard. And because of that, something irreversible just began. This message is more than words. It's a spiritual contract. Your yes activates it. Your belief sustains it. And your surrender fulfills it. And you'll know it's working when people begin to shift. Some will move closer. Some will move away. Let them. It's not rejection. It's realignment. God is clearing the path for those who were built to walk beside the new you. The version of you that's rising from this message is stronger, softer, wiser, bolder, more radiant. And no one can deny it. Not even the people who used to doubt you the most. They will see. They will feel the change. You'll look into the mirror and meet a soul that finally feels whole. Not because everything's perfect, but because everything finally makes sense. The pain had a purpose. The delay had a reason. The heartbreak cleared the way. And now, the blessing has space to land. Heaven is not late. Heaven is strategic. And if it felt like nothing was happening, it's only because too much was happening inside of you. But now that the inner work is done, the outer miracles are rushing in. One by one. Step by step. Day by day. And in just a few days from now, you'll look up and say, "This must be what it feels like when heaven remembers you." Because it has. Because it just did. And because God has never stopped loving you. Not even once. You don't know this yet. But your name was mentioned in the heavens court just 3 nights ago. While you were tossing and turning in your bed, thinking about what you've lost. Heaven was writing a verdict in your favor. Archangel Michael stood up and said, "Enough. Now is the time. This soul has waited long enough." And God, with eyes full of mercy, looked over the book of your life. And nodded once. That nod. It was the sound your soul felt in the middle of the night. That strange flutter in your chest. That sudden urge to pray out of nowhere. It was the echo of that moment. Something divine was approved. Not because you earned it, but because you endured. Because you stayed kind. Because you refused to take revenge. Because you loved anyway. Because you believed anyway. And God never lets that kind of heart go unrewarded. This is why the courier was dispatched. Not for information, but for elevation. What they carry isn't just a message. It's a mantle. A shift. A heavenly torch that lights a path no one else can see. Except you. From this moment forward, you will be shown things that were hidden before. God will reveal secrets in dreams. He will highlight people in your life whose energy was never right. You'll begin to feel it. The difference between who truly loves you and who only loved your silence. And it won't hurt the way you think it will. Because the light coming into your life now is so warm, so complete, so full of God's whisper, that even the losses will feel like sacred cleansing. The old cycle is done. The suffering is no longer attached to your name. And the new season? It begins right now. The moment you allowed this message to root itself inside your spirit. This is the beginning of spiritual visibility, where heaven not only sees you, but makes you seen. People will suddenly notice you. Not your body, not your style, but your energy, your presence. Because heaven's oil will be resting upon you. And you'll walk into places you once felt small in. And feel your spirit rise like it finally knows it belongs. This isn't ego. This is inheritance. You were born for more than what you settled for. And God is no longer letting you shrink for the comfort of others. This is your return. Not just to purpose, but to yourself. To the version of you that you lost in pieces over the years. To the part of you that once believed anything was possible. To the part of you that heard God so clearly it made your skin tingle. That part is not dead. It was buried. And now it's rising. And with it comes everything that belongs to you. No more delays. No more blocked paths. No more waiting for someone to choose you. God already did. That divine yes from the Father's mouth is louder than 1,000 no-s from the world. And it is now commanding the angels to move things in your favor. A letter is coming. It may not look divine on the outside. But when you open it, you will feel heaven behind every word. Whether it's physical or spiritual, you will know it's from God. Because it will carry peace. Even before you understand it. And don't be surprised if things begin to break suddenly. It's not destruction. It's the tearing away of what cannot follow you into the next level. The fake friends. The heavy attachments. The inner voices that made you question yourself. God is removing it all. With no apology. Because you cannot fly while dragging chains. And the next version of your life has wings. You'll begin to speak differently. Stand differently. Smile differently. People will wonder what happened to you. They'll say, "Did you get good news?" And you'll just nod. Because they won't understand that your good news came from a whisper that landed deep inside your soul. That whisper came from this very moment. This message. These words. It wasn't luck that brought you here. It was alignment. Your spirit has been calling out for confirmation. And God just answered. Now it's time for you to walk like the miracle is already in motion. Because it is. Archangel Michael doesn't waste time. If he says the courier is coming, then it's already on its way. And if it's already on its way, then you need to prepare yourself for the shift. Start thanking God before you see it. Start speaking the truth even when fear tries to return. Start walking into every room like angels just walked in with you. Because they did. They will. They always will, now. You were not made to blend in. You were made to carry glory. And from this moment, that's exactly what you're doing. Heaven is shining through your life. And no one can turn it off. Not even you. So don't dim it, beloved. Let it shine. Let it blind those who tried to keep you small. Let it warm those who need healing. Let it call back the parts of your family line that forgot what hope felt like. You are the turning point. You are the redemption. You are the answered prayer of someone in your bloodline, who cried out to God long before you were born. And now, it is time to rise. You were never forgotten. You were being watched. Not by people. By angels. By ancestors. By spirits who knew you would one day break the cycle they couldn't. And now that moment has arrived. The spirit realm is rejoicing because someone in your bloodline is finally ready to walk in the favor they only dreamed about. That someone is you. The one who didn't fit in. The one who asked deeper questions. The one who felt pain longer than others understood. The one who always sensed that there was more to this life than waking up, surviving, and repeating. You were right. There is more. And that more is arriving at your door now. Not through effort. Through divine release. You don't have to try so hard anymore. Trying was for the old version of you. The new version, the one being born right now, she doesn't hustle for her healing. She doesn't beg for attention. She doesn't shrink in rooms full of confusion. She simply enters. And things shift. Because she's no longer carrying the old weight. She's carrying light. This is the soft strength of someone chosen. This is the sacred power of someone seen. This is the deep glow of someone touched by the Spirit. Not once, but again and again. Until her bones remember who she really is. And you, beloved, you are that one. That sacred vessel heaven couldn't take its eyes off. Even when you stumbled. Even when you forgot. Even when you doubted the messages. Even when you cursed the process. Heaven waited. Not because you were perfect. But because you were destined. And destiny always comes knocking. Even if it has to knock 300 times. Even if it has to wait outside your fear. Even if it has to break through the noise of the world. To whisper, just once. This one is mine. The world thought it had you. Thought it broke you. Thought it buried you. But what they didn't know was that you are a seed. And now, you're rising. With new roots. With new soil. With an atmosphere so clean. Nothing toxic can stay. And with light so real. Darkness bows before you. You won't need to explain what's happening. People will feel it when they stand near you. They'll stammer when they try to lie to you. They'll confess without you asking. Because the presence around you will be so pure. So guarded by God. So protected by the angelic realm. That no one will dare tamper with your peace. And those who try, they'll be removed. Effortlessly. Without drama. without warning. Because God is now responding in real time. You no longer need to cry for justice. Justice will follow you. You'll notice the signs increase now. Coins on the ground. Feathers in strange places. Electric tingles during quiet moments. Even sudden flashes of light with no source. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Heaven is marking your path. The courier is not just coming. The courier is already near. Your house is becoming a place of spiritual movement. You'll feel it. The air shifting. The energy softening. The walls holding something sacred. Because you've welcomed the message. And the message carries power. And power doesn't arrive alone. It brings healing. It brings transformation. It brings completion. This is not a new beginning. It is the completion of everything that once broke you. The chapter that never made sense is being rewritten. And the people who wrote the first draft with their betrayal won't be allowed to write the ending. God is taking the pen now. And the story is becoming stunning. You'll look back on this year and say, that was the year everything looked like it was falling apart. But really, it was falling into place. Because heaven knows how to hide a miracle in the middle of a mess. And you, my child, you've walked through the mess. You've bled. You've cried. You've screamed into pillows and smiled through pain. But now you'll be seen through glory. The hidden is being revealed. The enemy is being exposed. The chains are being broken. And the oil of joy is being poured over your head. So do not rush this moment. Don't click away. Don't doubt. Let this message soak into your soul. Let it cover the tired places. Let it silence the fear. Let it remind yourselves of who you are. A divine being sent here not to blend in, but to blaze a trail through generational darkness. And you've already started. You started by surviving. You continued by trusting. And now, you will finish by receiving.